Yo, what's up? This is the Really Kiki Podcast, episode 13. And as always, this is your host, Ones, and I'm back with the topics. But I want to say, man, I had to take a little time off, man. My back was fucked up, man. I was walking around looking like Shamal, man. So for everybody who texted me and was like, yo, where the next episode? Listen, I was down bad. I was walking crooked out here, but my back is better. I'm feeling better, and we back at it, man. Like I said, I got the topics, and let's get to them, man. So I was laid up for about a week, right? No work, no nothing. I was just, you know what I'm saying, trying to get my back in order. So I was looking at all of the social media things, the things that's going on in the world, things that's going on social media, and I said, these are the things I want to talk about, right? Number one is Glorilla. I want to talk about her, right? Glorilla came from bad circumstances, right? When she tell her story, it was a lot of them. They was in a cramped house. The situation wasn't the greatest, right? They was living foul. But she got out of that, got her music career, and now she got money and she taking care of who she wants to. But her family, well, not even her family, her sister is saying that she should do this or should do that. If those that been with us for a while, you know, my last episode, I was talking about family. And this is why I picked this topic. It's the same kind of thing. What is family? Because her family is saying, yo, she got rich and she took care of her friends. So doesn't that mean something about how she looks at her family and how she looks at her friends? We just talked about this. Sometimes friends be more family than family. Just because you my family, you don't deserve anything from me if you weren't acting family-like. You don't know what their rapport is. Like, she looking at it from I'm down bad, so my sister is up, she should do for me. But what did you do for your sister? You don't know how you made your sister feel. All you know is that y'all got the same blood, and that should be your way to some money. Now, it don't work like that. And I'm glad for Glorilla for sticking to her guns, man, because she know who she gave to, and she know who she didn't. And she know her reasoning. It's people chiming in on the internet. It's people coming from total chaos that's saying if I had it, I would have did. Nah, Glorilla ain't on that. Like over the years, like when they first came in, she was a wild looking little ratchet chick. I wasn't really into the music, nothing, the presentation, none of that. But as she get older, she's grown into a woman. I like how she moving, man. I like how she moving because she's standing for something. She's standing for something because as your family is out here trying to beat you down, you got to ask what for. What for? Now she trying to make Glorilla sound like she a bad person for not taking care of her. Everybody that says, well, if the shoe was on the other foot, ain't working for it to be on the other foot. Most of the people who say that ain't trying to do shit. So it'll never be a time when you could lean on them or look to them for nothing. But if you become successful, they going to put everything at your feet. They going to say you got to put the whole squad on your back. And that's corny. That's crazy. That's not family to me. If somebody was around me and had a glow up that was so substantial that they was just off the earth with money now, guess what? I'm still going to handle you the same way. You got a job. As a friend, I'm supposed to look at you and say, yo, you know what? Now she got house bills. She got a mortgage. She got this. She got whatever she want to take care of. She got clothes. You can't put yourself in her pocket. She's in her pocket. She worked for all that. She strived for all that. She put in the blood, sweat, and tears. You can't say how this is supposed to go. Her sister got on TV with TMZ and they asked her, what can make all this right? She said she could give all of us $2,500 each. $2,500? That's what all this is about? Because what you're trying to do, you're trying to demean her character. You're trying to tell people that she's an awful people for $25? I mean, for $2,500? How that sound? She not even talking big money. Just let you know what kind of bum she is. Because she's trying to control how the world and social media and all that see her sister through what she's saying about her sister. But this could be rectified with $2,500? Come on, man. That's some bum shit. That's some bum shit. But that's why I say I like the way Glorilla is carrying it. Because as soon as all that came out, her sister was bashing her. The first thing she let it know, her sister stole money from her in the past and all that. Yeah, y'all just take that. I ain't gonna reply to her, but this is the story. This is a part of it because there could be more that she's not even letting y'all know about. Because why let y'all know about it? The bum is in the street letting y'all know about it. Glorilla somewhere living her life. And this is what I was talking about, man. Sometimes it be family. Sometimes it be family trying to knock you off your square, trying to take you out your character. Because what Glorilla's supposed to do, start hitting the interviews to talk about you, ain't nothing to talk about you for. It's only one way. It's only a beef one way. If she don't fuck with you and you still talking about what she don't do for you, then you are the problem. You are your own problem because you won't stand on your own too and say, yo, you know what? I feel she went left, but you earn it, you burn it. That's how you got to look at this. You don't, no matter who the person is, you don't own their money. They don't have to give you anything. That's where appreciation comes in. When someone doesn't have to do, but they do, you give them appreciation in return. You understand? You don't say, oh, but you should do or you could have did. Because that's just being gluttonous in a way. That's greedy. Whatever somebody is doing with their money, I got a friend. I'm always putting it together with my real life, right? Just this week, I got a friend. The last time I talked to my friend, I gave him some bread, right? Since I gave him that bread, he never hit me, none of that shit, right? He never hit me, yo, how you doing? How your household doing? Yo, you need anything? You need help with anything? None of that. The very next time he hit me, yo, bro, I'm in a jam. Can you buy this from me so that you could help me out? Again, said nothing about, yo, bro, how you doing? How your household doing? How are your finances straight? None of that. So you showing me that you only reach out to me for you, not to foster the friendship, not to make the friendship any tighter or nothing. You don't care what's going on with me. You just know that I have something that you need. So you reach out to me. The third time he did it, he just did it this past week. I let him know how I feel about that. And he was like, damn, I didn't know you looked at it like that. How you don't look at it like that? It's years in between us being cool and together and all that, but you could call me anytime your pocket is hurting for nothing else, though. I look at this thing and I say, yo, when is helping family more of a hindrance than it is helpful, right? And I asked that question and I posed that question in that manner because if you get a job today or tomorrow, because we could look at Sebastian Telfair the same way. Sebastian Telfair is talking about $20 million, ain't a lot of money and all that, and he crying and say, yo, that money just blew. But also I watched the documentary with Sebastian Telfair where he in the middle of the hood talking about I bought the whole projects this and I bought the whole projects that. So what we talking about is mismanagement of funds. He trying to make it seem like that's not a lot of money. And we've been down this track before with Latrell Sprewell. Latrell Sprewell turned down a deal, said it's not enough money for him and his people to eat, and Latrell Sprewell ain't never got a deal again. So what was better, $20 million or the nothing you ended up getting because you thought you was too good for the $20 million? That's a mismanagement of money. Like a lot of these dudes turn on the camera and then they want you to feel sad for them. They want you to feel sad for them. Like watching these people tell their stories, Glorilla's sister asking for $2,500 let you know it ain't that serious. You don't have a problem. You just down bad right now. Because what you gonna do with that $2,500 to make it into $1 million? Nothing. You gonna buy a fit. You gonna go flex on a bitch. You gonna go buy something for a bit. You gonna be broke because that's not a lot of money. But what I consider not a lot of money made her jump out the window and take shots at her family, at her sister, her sister's career, her sister's character. So now if her sister never come back and never speak to her, is she supposed to act like the victim? No, you demean me for nothing, basically. Because everything they going through, they behind a curtain. We ain't supposed to know about none of that. But that's what people do. They just think, yo, listen, man, I can act up from time to time and come back into the fold and everything is all right. Nah, it don't work like that. It don't work like that because that's what's interrupting your peace, overlooking and being a better person every time. You're going to have friends that try you and put you through shit and backbite you, and you're going to have another set of friends that ain't doing none of that. What I'm telling you is lose one set of friends and give more time to the ones that ain't doing nothing. The friends that lift you up, the friends that ain't backbiting, the friends that's trying to involve you in monetary movements that are legal, things of that nature. The people trying to build you up, give your time to them. All that overlooking people that stabbed you in your back, yeah, that's corny. That's corny to me. And I say that leading into Kanye. Kanye back. Kanye want to drop music. Kanye saying sorry. Like, we in an endless loop with this nigga, man. You disrespect the people. You don't give a fuck what people say. And, I don't care how that affects you. This is how I feel. But every time you need something to be bought, you come back and try to act like you got some sense. That let me know you got sense the whole way out. That let me know you got sense in everything you do. You don't just act like you got some sense when it's time to sell something. But the people keep allowing them to do it. I keep saying the blogs, Kanye dropped this. I don't care about nothing Kanye doing. Once Kanye got anti-black, it was over for me. You understand what I'm saying? Now he out here heavily medicated, talking about, I'm sorry for what I said, the anti-Semitism and all that. No, you meant all that. That was you. But you got stuff to sell. Having stuff to sell will make him come back out here and tuck his tail and act like he ain't the racist, like he ain't the Hitler lover. And we allow it. Not we, but the community allows it. That's why I know this Nicki Minaj thing is going to pass. She watched y'all do it with Kanye. So she thinking, listen, man, I could go over here, I could play in these niggas' faces, I could say whatever I want to say. Disrespect the people who supported me. And nothing would change. Nah, y'all got to start throwing people away. I'm an advocate for throw some niggas away. And I don't mean that like just look for reasons, but if they giving you a reason, throw them away, man. Because again, that's interrupting your peace. This whole life, as you get older, you're going to notice peace is very valuable, man. Peace is very valuable, man. You start going to the doctor and they start talking about stress. Stress is tied to your peace. You got the Kanyes and the Nicki Minaj's out here. They saying, you know what? I could act right when I want them to buy something and disrespect them every other time, and they're going to take it because I'm a superstar. I have money. Because that's all it has to be. Nicki Minaj went from dissing Melania to she loves Melania. Why? To stand next to pedophile protectors? And while she's standing next to him, she's taking shots at Jay-Z, talking to Jay-Z, all kind of protectors, all kind of pedophiles and all that shit. She's standing next to Donald Trump. Since the Epstein paper's been dropped, Trump has been mentioned 38K times. You understand what I'm saying? 38K times. But she's talking about Jay-Z. You see how this work? For that inclusion, everybody is sell out. But you know who didn't? Bud Crawford. He was on the Pivot podcast, and one of the Channing Crowder, I think his name is, said he'd do anything for $100 million. You could take his soul. Bud Crawford ain't give a LOL, none of that, and looked at him dead in his face, told that grown man, well, now we know your character. See, if you know me, you know I talk about character a lot. I don't talk about nobody money, man. I don't talk about no money. I don't give a damn about nobody money. I talk about the people that I interact with, the people that I interact with and their character, their morality, what they will and won't do. That's big with me. So to see him say that made that resonate with me so much because he laid out why he stopped boxing. He laid out what forced him to retire. That's his stance. They was doing X, Y, and Z. I'm not with that, so I can't be a part of that. That's a stance of a man. His conviction, his diction, nothing changed. He said, yo, you know what? For $100 million, I'm not getting back in the ring. Because that's my character. You can't pay me to do nothing I don't want to do. Because if you could pay a man to do what he don't want to do, that man is a prostitute. No different than a woman. Right? So if you're going to give these women a hard time for prostitution, you got to do the same with the men, because it's all about the same thing. Character and morality. You understand what I'm saying? I want to talk about J. Cole, right? I want to talk about J. Cole because J. Cole, a couple episodes, I was like, yo, you know what? Music sucks. Everything is bad. J. Cole is back, right? I said we needed J. Cole. J. Cole just dropped what's supposed to be his last studio album. I won't even listen to it. Why you won't listen to it? Because this nigga came back dissing. He came back dissing. You can't do that. You can't do that. I don't even want to listen to the album. I don't even know what the album is about. I know J. Cole is one of the nicest. I know conceptually he makes some of the best songs. But I don't even want to listen to it because I heard he dissing. What you dissing for? Who you dissing? J. Cole did a lot of talking about, yo, you can't rhyme with me. You can't do this with me. Niggas don't want to do songs with me. Like, he was taunting niggas. Like, yo, nobody want to say my name. Somebody didn't even say his name. Somebody didn't even really say his name. Kendrick gave him a love tap. He came back with a whole song that I personally think is fire and accurate. Everything he said on it, I felt was accurate. This nigga couldn't sleep. He was all, yo, that's my friend and all that. Yeah, all right, cool. Beanie Sigel and Jadakiss is still alive. Jadakiss and Tony Yayo is still alive. I could go down the list of niggas that beefed and still alive. You could keep it music. If that's your brother, you could tell your brother, yo, I'm better than you. I watched, The Lox got a podcast with these other white dudes called It's The Real. Every time they talk about how they go in the studio as The Lox, they talk about they trying to kill each other. Lyrically. Like, I want the best verse. It ain't gonna be no walk in the park. They don't go in the studio and be like, yo, Kiss, we just gonna bow down and give you the best. Nah, you gotta work for that. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I'm looking at the landscape, man, and it's like what we forgiving and what we overlooking, that says something about us as a community too. Because I see Nicki still got support. I see Kanye still got support. It's a lot of sucker shit going on, and we still support it. That says something about us as a community. Because we, as a community, from time to time, we get together and we say we need to police ourselves. We can't police ourselves because we can't even be real about the niggas who got money. The people with money ain't always the right people. The people with money ain't always the smartest people. Some niggas is rich because they played the game. Nicki is playing the game. Kanye just played that game a couple years ago and stopped playing the game because y'all stopped buying stuff. So that don't mean he stopped. That just means he stopped saying it. We accept anything from our celebrities. Maybe because we understand their story, they came from where I came from. Yeah, but if you came from where I came from, you don't change up on me. You understand. You try to give the people you left, you try to give them information. If you make enough money, if you can, you come back into that community with resources. Neither one of them did either. There are no peace initiatives with Nicki name on it coming out of Queens. Queens need that. No programs associated with Nicki Minaj coming out of Queens. Queens need that. Same shit for Kanye. Kanye a couple of years ago told niggas, yo, I'm going back again when he was trying to sell something. Went to Chicago, said, I'm not leaving Chicago until I get this gun violence and all this shit under control. 2 weeks later, he was in Wyoming. Like, we overlook. And you do what you want to do. You overlook what you want to overlook. But I watch y'all overlook people around y'all, regular people, and disregard them and disrespect them and all that. But these people that are celebrities are doing foul shit, disregarding your whole existence. Telling you that money you spent and put into their pocket for music don't mean nothing to them. That means nothing to them. I'm going to go with these white pedophile savers and I'm going to look for my inclusion over there. Why? Because inclusion in your own community does nothing for you. But that got to be wrong because your community got you there. MAGA wasn't listening to none of them. Anaconda don't want none and Monster and all that. They wasn't listening to that. They wasn't listening to that. Your people brought you up. Your people bigged you up. Your people made you who you was. But again, we showed her that was okay with Kanye. I don't listen to Kanye. I was a big Kanye fan. Them first 3 albums, I bought them. Once he started slipping into my Twisted Dark fantasy, I started listening to what he was saying was changing. That means when he was changing, I caught it. And I stopped listening to him. You know why? Because that's not my vibe. And now look where he at. He done did the White Lives Matters. He done did the slavery was a choice. He done hugged Trump and said Trump made him feel like a man and all that. And we forgave him. They still out there, my brother, my brother. But I just seen regular people have a problem with with people saying the word bro, calling somebody the word bro. Yo, you my bro, you my bro, you my bro. We've been calling each other niggas for how long? For how long? But we got a problem with the word bro. A lot of people have problem with progression. That's what's going on out here. A lot of people are fighting that things are changing and they're trying to stay the same in a world that's changing. Now, do your morals and your character have to change? No, they don't have to change. But you have to apply them to what's going on now. And so many people are just like, yeah, you know what? Fuck that. I got money. It is what it is. I want to talk about gangbanging. Y'all know that's one of my top issues. I want to talk about gangbanging. Fivio Foreign is at it with the GDs, right? Ruger, one of the GDs from Chicago, is dissing him and Fivio is dissing back. What is it about? Fivio say he GDK, right? And that's all well and good to say, because he thought him saying I'm GDK was only going to mean something to the GDs here in Brooklyn. When you start moving them around, especially down south in the Midwest, GDs have strongholds in a lot of states. So at some point you was going to have to bump with some other GDs and tell them what that GDK shit mean. Ruger and Fivio was telling 2 different stories, right? 2 different stories. But the point of it is black men beefing over nothing. That's what it is to me. That's what it is to me, because Fivio is in Brooklyn, New York, and ain't got no GD bodies under his belt. How you GDK? Don't even make sense to me. But the GDs heard it and they took it as a real thing, threw the rakes up in his face, did all of that. Did Fivio blow up and crash out? No, he got back home. Niggas started making songs and all that other shit. That's the safe shit. And that's the save face. Because we saw the rakes up in your face and you did nothing. The GDK killer, right? Because he thought the niggas in Chicago was the niggas in Brooklyn. That's what he thought. But the niggas in Brooklyn, them niggas went from top tops to turning blood. You got Nas Blicky, you got 22, you got somebody else in Coast to Coast. None of them is banging folk no more. Should we go back to social media and see how heavy they was banging folk until they had to go sit in them jail cells and see the opposition daily? Because I told everybody, man, from the time I was gang banging up to now, it's easy to gang bang when you don't go nowhere. If you just sit in your own hood and you around the Lokes all day, or you around the Bloods all day, or you around the folks all day, you start feeling like, nigga, we the world. Nah, hit the road. Move around. Come into contact with some niggas that don't give a fuck about you. Because a lot of the time, even the niggas in the hood, they'll shoot at you and then y'all beef next summer. Because it ain't real. I throw some shots at you, you throw some shots at me. It get deeper than that when you start moving around. Because them niggas don't know you. They don't care about you. They don't care about your story. They don't care about why you said what you said. You a stripe to them. And when they threw the folk rake up in his face, he did nothing. Because that's what's really in him. Because disrespect is disrespect. You ain't gonna let, if you GDK, how they gonna throw a rake up in your face and you don't crash out? All of these niggas is playing, man. He making music and he making diss songs talking about 22 G's and Nas Blicky ain't blood and all that. Yeah, and that's all well and good. But we also looking at you and the Chicago niggas. You saying they didn't do what they were supposed to do. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. Who pussy? When I'm telling you, listen, man, stay away from the gang culture. Because it wouldn't be no smut on 22 name. It wouldn't be no smut on Nas name. It wouldn't be no smut on Coach the Ghost name if they wasn't out here banging the shit, saying the shit that they were saying before they got in a position where they didn't want to claim that shit no more. You wouldn't have that smut on your name. So imagine you neutral and you go to the island and you work your way through and you go upstate and you work your way through and you make it home the same person you left. No smut on your name. Because you ain't have to denounce your gang. You ain't have to join the enemy's gang. Because you were scared. Because there's no way to understand that other than you were scared. You weren't ready to die for the shit that you said you were ready to die for. So you switch sides. And switching sides don't even save you because all of the higher ups know who you is. All of the higher ups know who you is, and they gonna make sure you go through it. And they still not gonna respect you. So now the X amount of years of your life is dedicated to being a crash test dummy for niggas who you used to beef with. That's not the life I want for the young youths out here, man. That's why I do this podcast, man. Because when this information come out, you got to know what you're looking at. And some people don't know what they're looking at. They don't know how to, but I seen it. I seen it up close. When I was upstate, I used to see the Lokes. The Lokes would come through. They like this, holding it low. They not throwing up C's. They low riding. They, yo, you know. Oh, word, all right. But now I know that. So if I come home and you niggas are acting like y'all the biggest gang members, guess who gonna tell y'all, my nigga, you wasn't that. That's not you. It's like credit. You only gonna get the credit you work for. These niggas is all over the place. They all over the place. They want to be top op, and then they want to join the ops when shit get hairy. This is why I'm telling you the street shit is dead. When I say the street shit is dead, I'm not saying what 21 and them niggas. I never got caught on no snitching shit. I ain't never gonna be caught on no snitching shit. I'm telling you, before you even get to the point where that becomes a problem, you have to have a decision you have to make. Stay away from all of that shit because it ain't about nothing. These people are self-serving. They not leaders. No matter what they tell you they stand on, they move in the goalposts when it has to do with them, but not you. Not you. They gonna call you a rat and a bitch ass nigga, knowing they rat bitch ass niggas. That's how the streets move. If you don't know I'm a rat bitch ass nigga, I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna tell you I'm the realest and all that shit. And when you find out retroactively, I'm gonna tell y'all this is why I do it. It's always a story. I'm telling you, you don't need no story. I'm telling you, stay out the streets, man. I'm telling you, stay out the streets. It's nothing in them streets for you. It's a lot of programs. From time to time, I see people post that it's an MTA test, it's this test out here. These are the people you got to follow, man. These are the people you got to follow. Get a job. And why getting a job matters, right? Because drug dealing and prostitution. I said those two because one is a favorite choice of women. The other is a favorite choice of young men. These things make it easier for you to not have anything on your resume. anything on your resume. And when you don't have nothing on your resume and you getting older, that's locking you into a meaning you job. You didn't go get a trade. You didn't go do nothing for yourself that set you up for a career. If you don't do none of them things, you're going to be looking for a meaning you job. This is how you see a 50-year-old woman working at McDonald's taking orders and shit like that. Because if you let somebody take care of you, this is to the women, if you let somebody take care of you and you feel like you never need to do shit for yourself, guess what? You're going to be on the nipple for a long time. And whenever that person that's taking care of you decide to stop taking care of you, they can walk away and you won't be able to get shit. You ain't did nothing to fix your credit. You ain't did nothing to become smarter. You ain't do nothing to become more employable. And you got 13 years of your life now that say you have nothing. You've done nothing because you let someone take care of you. Now that could cripple you in the end. The same thing with these kids. You can continuously go to jail. I mean, these young boys, you continuously go to jail. Right? You got some dudes talk about Spoff and the DFY like they proud about that shit. Like, yo, I've been going to jail since I was 11, 12. Bro, you's a loser. At some point, you got to change. If you going to jail for your whole life, if you spend 6, 17, 18 years of your life in jail, a lot of the times you're going to need to come home and get a meaning you job because you don't have the resume intact to say that you deserve this wage or this job. You got to take what you can take because you don't have a resume. These are the conversations we need to have, man. Because everything I talk from Nicki Minaj to Glow Rider to Kanye and all that, like these people are making decisions. These people are making decisions. Their decisions are going to have profound reflections on who they are, what they're doing, right? That's going to, but you need to decide who you're going to be. And you can look at them as information, man. This ain't news. Y'all see Kanye creep back only when he got music. You think Nicki Minaj ain't going to do it? She had Queen Radio. The only time she went and did her show is when she had beef with somebody. That's sensationalism. She ain't have nothing to get at people, so she rather get at people something to talk about that's not going to benefit them. Most of these the conversations had around these people is like, yo, it's fandom. People don't even look at these people as real people because there's people in your real life that if they did some of these things, y'all would be trying to act like they was atrocities. But because these people got money, we can't live like that. We can't live like that as a people. That's going to stagnate us. Like it's so much things I could say, especially with things like the Epstein files being, it's so much that proves what I always say. If you end up respecting somebody because of money, you're going to end up respecting a sucker every time. Because some people know once I got the money, I could do whatever to these niggas because they respect money. They know you don't respect them, but you respect money. That's why they need it. That's why they use it. Floyd Mayweather is one of the richest people in the world, right? Or so he would have us believe, right? Every time you see him, he got money out. For what? We don't know Floyd got money? What is the money out? Because the money is to make you think more of him. Just because of the money, not because of what he's saying, not because he's giving information, not because he's sharing information, not because he's helping you with financial literacy. Because why would you look at somebody because they're rich and be like, oh, they got it all figured out, when they don't look back and be like, yo, this is how I did it? Because he might not be able to tell you to go in the box and shoot your hands, but he keep talking about these investments, which some of them is fake as a motherfucker. You can't find them in the real world. We need our celebrities to give us financial literacy. We need them to tell us how to invest our money, how to get money. You understand what I'm saying? But we take so much from them that has nothing to do with that. And they've gotten used to it. They've gotten used to it. I even feel 50. Like I don't really like 50. But I see what he's doing. The things that 50 is doing right now, he needs attention for, right? He needs attention for. So what does he do? He'll poke somebody, he'll do something to keep him. And that's only for our community. When he do these things, these are only for our community because he know the vibration is low. So if I do some nonsense or start a beef, that's what the people will be talking about. But y'all don't think it's shit we need to be talking about outside of that? I don't care about 50 Cent dissing Ja Rule. I don't care about a DoorDash commercial. I don't care about him beefing with King Combs. My name, you making a lot of money. Tell us how. Tell us how. We know how to beef. Anybody can start beef. But I need to know how to get to some change legally. These are the stories I want from him. Years ago, they had these sayings, yo, it's never the rich niggas will start beef. In our community, that's what it seemed like. Everybody at odds. For what? For what? Because everybody wants to look like the big man. Half of these niggas is front. Niggas going broke behind the scenes and doing all type of shit. Yo, Fetty Wap just got out of jail, man. Fetty Wap ain't the only Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap ain't the only Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap took care of a lot of people that didn't take care of him. Fetty Wap said, I used to go shopping and leave out with $50K in jeans. Fetty Wap had like 7 number ones on the Billboard at one time. Fetty Wap should have been able to do shows off those 7 songs and be good for life. But Fetty Wap was taking care of people that he thought cared about him. Now Fetty Wap is out of jail and he back out here and he telling y'all what? Same shit I'm telling y'all. Focus on yourself. Because all those people he went bankrupt for and had to go sell drugs, none of them kicked in nothing. And none of them that didn't go to jail after he went to jail did nothing with their life so they could help him out when he get home. This is no appreciation. I'm not telling you to change on your homeboys. I'm telling you to take care of yourself while you care about your homeboy. I'm telling you to take care of yourself while you take care of your family. Because there's going to be a lot of you supposed to do. But that supposed to ain't never going to come back. For a lot of the relationships we have in our life, you could go outside and save a nigga life. 2 years later, a nigga be acting like you ain't never did nothing for him. I've been there. I've done it. So what I'm saying to the youth, and probably some of you older motherfuckers too, man, it's time to lock in on you. Focus on you, what you want. Because with Nicki, with Kanye, with they got their own reasons they moving the way they moving. You understand? But there's information in that. Some people going to look at both of them and going to be like, listen, they just trying to get their coins. If that's the way you moving, I need you to move like that for everybody, because people be choosing what they want to complain about. People be choosing what they want to complain about, who they want to be mad at. I'm a right or wrong type of guy. At this point in my life, I'm right or wrong. It ain't no friend I'm going to shut up for. If you wrong, you wrong. If you right, you right. And that's how I'm living, and it's that simple, man. Everything I mentioned, just think about it for real. Glorilla beefing with her family, right? 5-year-old and he beefing with niggas in New York, but don't want to beef with niggas in Chi-Town for real. You understand what I'm saying? I've never seen what we do in the black community. We don't move as a tribe. And what I say, and what I'm saying about that is, we find reasons to separate, reasons to group up in small groups instead of unifying together. If you go to a Puerto Rican Day parade, everybody flying the same flag, everybody caring about the same thing. If you go to Indian, whatever they do, if you go to the reservations, everybody is culturally doing the same thing, unifying around the culture of that particular people. We don't do that because a lot of people don't care about black history. Let's start there. A lot of people don't care about black history. A lot of people don't care about Malcolm. A lot of people don't care about what Angela Davis fought for. A lot of people don't know what the Panthers was doing and what they were trying to get accomplished. Because you feel like learning black history is a slight to the people around you. The people around you got their culture. Why are you ashamed of yours? Why are you ashamed of your brother? Why are you ashamed of your sister? And when I say brother and sister, I ain't talking about family. I'm talking about brother and sister. That person that when the cops get a call, that person that look like you that you ain't never seen before. That person that fit the description. They'll harass you because somebody else got the cops called on them. That means you fit the description. These are your people. We don't look at each other as our people, though. I do. And I caught on late. I had to run into the information, but that's why I'm on this camera, and I'm doling it out now. Because maybe it's something to think about. Kanye ain't doing nothing for black people. We don't need his music. We don't need his sneakers. We don't need his $20 socks. We don't need none of that shit. Why? Because he disrespects us. And if you don't know how he disrespects us, then it's because you don't care about us culturally. You don't know about yourself culturally. When Nikki started standing with Trump and them, she said it was about Africans being racist or some shit like that toward Christians. See, what the problem is, she don't know enough about politics or the thing that she's trying to make her, I don't even know what it is. The thing that she's in solidarity with, whatever you want to call it. But in Africa, there were a group of people, right? White people who gained a lot of power, a lot of land, and all this shit during apartheid. If you don't know what apartheid is, you should look it up. You should get in tune with it. But these people gained all of this shit during apartheid, took things from actual Africans. Right? They were segregationists. White people was over here. Black people was over there. Africans was over here. They call themselves Afrikaners. You could look at all of this. I'll probably put up something so you could fact check it, right? These Afrikaners, after all this time, they had this land, they had the resources, they were doing all this business. African leaders got together and said no more. We not doing that no more. Y'all gotta leave. Y'all gotta get out of here. Y'all not playing fair. Y'all doing bad business. And the way y'all got this land was obtained under false premises and bullshit, right? So it's over. Y'all gotta go. That's what Nicki Minaj is talking about. But see, to get her in the whip, what they did, they said these people are Christians. So now she fighting for Christians. She's not fighting for Christians. She's fighting for white people who took the land of black people long ago. We have all these people, streamers. We have the DJ Vlads. We have the vloggers and all these people. These people are able to disrespect us hand over fist because we let them. We let our entertainment mean more than our skin color, our culture, than our unity. And what do I mean by that? Aiden Ross is a streamer, right? He went all in on the Trump. Aiden Ross is not like the person you go to for politics. He can't tell you nothing about politics, nothing. But he thought it was cool to suck Trump in front of the world. Gave him a Tesla. He bought a Tesla for Trump that had Trump and American flag on it and all that. He tried to make Trump seem cool to a bunch of little kids, right? Look what the black community is going through now. Unemployment for black women is through the roof under Trump. But there are little black kids that are still turning into Aiden Ross because there's a disconnect. They don't understand it like that. It's just entertainment for them. It's not just entertainment. All this voting shit, it means something. When you see somebody spending 200, 300 million to become president, it ain't because he want to do the right thing. It ain't because he want to do the right thing. They get in there to serve these people who lobby them and pay them a lot of money. But does Aiden Ross know that? No. Does the comedian, what's the dude with Charlemagne, the Schultz guy? Did he know that? They all sat with this dude, ain't asked him nothing about his politics, but now retroactively want to be mad at his politics. A lot of people say, you only tell me shit so you could tell me later on that I told you so. No, I tell my friends shit so they don't have to go through things that I know will end up hurting them in the long run. That's why I'll tell you not to do something. It ain't to say I told you so. I'd rather you not get cut. If you about to run down a razor blade sliding board or slide down a razor blade slide, I'm supposed to say something. That's going to hurt you. You can't get off the ride and be like, I got all cut up, but you just wanted to say, no, I did that so you wouldn't get hurt. That's care. Everything I do when I'm talking about politics, I'm letting people know how serious politics is, because now it's a lot of people complaining when 90% of 90 million registered voters didn't vote, but they are crying right now for what we're living through. That don't make no sense to me. I vote independent because I don't like things about the Democratic Party. It's things I don't like about the Republican Party. But the Republican Party is way worse. And I try to communicate these things, and I try to put it in the air as much as I can. And I substantiate what I said. I don't do the thing where I just say, oh, this is good about this person. No, I try to tell you what I think from what I pay attention. I don't watch baddies. I don't watch power. I watch the news. I pay attention to what's got to do with me and my people, the world we living through, because it's always changing. It's always changing. And if you don't see the players that's coming in and watch the players that's coming in and going out, you'll be stuck in a blender. You got the Vlads, you got the academics, you got all these people. And I even put academics with the Vlad. I'll put him in there. It's the same type of shit. Academics ain't of the culture. Academics is of his basement. Man, this was not a cool kid. He wasn't living life before he was streaming. He don't know nothing, man. He don't know nothing. This is why he feel comfortable talking about street shit online. He damn near snitch on niggas whenever he get the chance. And y'all still tune into him. Y'all still tune into him. And these are the same people who be like, yo, you's a snitch, or this person is a snitch. It's the same shit for all of them. It's an immoral thing to do. Academics just got slapped by somebody and walked away and went home and live streamed about it. That's a man of y'all. That's somebody who you should be looking to for your information about anything. He's been wrong about everything. Culturally, he's wrong. About politics, he's wrong. And he's not telling you niggas how to get no money, man. How you could watch somebody he's getting money while he's streaming and ain't telling y'all how to do it? What information you tuning in for? What entertains you? Because the time you using to watch him talk about people or to bring people down to act like he got fake beef, you could be streaming. You could be doing what he doing. If what he doing ain't benefiting you or giving you nothing that's going to make you grow or hand you no tool or speaking life into you, you could be doing what he's doing. Some of the power got to be stripped from these dudes because they getting too big, and the voices that need to be heard aren't being heard. I watch Adam 22 every week talk to gangbangers. These niggas talking to him. You listening to Aunt Hefe, you listen to Munchie B, you listen to all these dudes tell you they the baddest guys in the hood, man, and this nigga talk to them crazy and they just eat it. Why? Because of some money? All of it, man. All of it, man. Key in on all of it. These people go on these podcasts and they give you their life, their real life, what they doing, they because a lot of these grown-ass men don't got nothing but a street rep. So they hit these podcasts and they telling you, yo, I'm doing this, I'm currently doing this, and I'm doing that. And all they doing is cruising for indictments. And then when they get the indictments, niggas is telling, bro, you told. You gave them the story. If police don't know nothing, you tell a story that starts the investigation, and they start the investigation off of what you said, but then they go find witnesses and things to corroborate. Who told? It starts with you. It starts with you, with what you put into the to the world. What you put on the internet will stay around way longer than you die. You get clipped today or tomorrow, and they'll still be watching your YouTube videos if they got something that draw people to them. So what you putting on this internet is going to live far longer than you is. All you going to put is, I'm a gangster, I'm a gangster. But then when the white man say something to you that pays your bills, you laugh that shit off. If I was to go to Compton and say half of the shit that Adam 22 be saying to these gangbangers, they'd kill me. Which bring me back to my earlier point. What does it look like policing ourselves? Because that's how we treat each other. That's how we treat each other. The shit Adam 22 say to gangbangers, the shit he do to gangbangers would get me killed. But from time to time on the West Coast, they try to act like they are the Panthers. The Panthers started here, pro-black this, pro-black that. Man, little black boy can't even walk across the street because grown men is pressing him. Grown man is trying to beat him into a game. What we doing? And I'm talking about from the East Coast to the West Coast, man. Culturally, we need a change. We need a change. All of these celebrities that send it for themselves, the Diddy's, the Kanye's, if you fucking over black people, I don't care about no money, man. You got to go. You got to go. Excommunicate these niggas. Start doing it. You got to start moving like Jehovah's Witness. Word, you ain't on what we on, nigga. We'll be on that shit out there. And I guarantee you the people will start changing. I guarantee you the people will start changing because it's about money for them. That's how you learn a lesson. Target had to learn the lesson. Target shitted on black people. What black people stopped doing? Not all, because I still see videos of black people going in there because that's what I'm talking about. The solidarity ain't there. That's why we can't get forward and get the economic strength that we need and all of those things, because everybody ain't going to stay down as long as we need them to for us to come up. Some people is worried about their convenience. Some people is worried about that type of shit. I'm not. I don't shop there no more. It's over. I found new ways. Am I inconvenienced? Yeah, because I used to be able to pick up everything in one place. But now I got to source things from multiple locations. And that's cool. But after I know how they felt, they said they was going to remove black companies, their products from their... Come on, you did too much. And as a man, I'm not going back. The NFL is the same way. I haven't watched, I know people who got kids, nephews and all that, going to the NFL, in the NFL, and I'm not watching. I can't do it. Because every way racism pops up from the NFL every few years, and you can't even, like, it's no way of avoiding it. It's no way of avoiding it because it's entrenched. But because so many people were getting paid through the NFL, like, we can't turn away. I can't do it, man. I mean, I can only be me. I can move how I move. I'm telling y'all how I move. Don't nobody got to move like I'm moving. Just find a way to move where your character could be the best it can be, is basically what I'm saying. We can't all move the same. Everybody's life is different. Everybody's circumstances is different. But what you can do is want the best for yourself. And that's not a monetary thing I'm talking about. I'm talking about your thinking. I'm talking about your health. I'm talking about your mental health. Don't overlook none of this shit. See these people as what they is. I keep telling you, identify corny. That's one of the things I keep saying. Identify corny, because identifying corny, you won't end up corny. And that's what life is about for most of us, for the majority of us. Just don't be corny. Just don't do nothing that's corny. Stay solid, and through no matter what it is, man. No matter what it is, try to stay solid. In every situation, we got situations where we got to lie and all that. Nobody wants the job that they have. Even if you like your job, you don't like that motherfucker. I understand that lie. That's one lie I understand. You have to lie to get that paycheck. I'm cool with that. But everything else, tell the truth, man. Tell the truth. Tell the truth, man. That's how you stop yourself from being a fuck nigga. Everything ain't for you. Everybody's not going to like you. Every opportunity isn't a great opportunity for you. But start trying to find out what's for you. What's for you. Ain't no solidarity with Nicki. I seen that. A bunch of fans, the Barbs. Oh, now the Barbs is mad. Ain't no MAGA. Ain't no MAGA, man. Most of the know nothings, the people who know nothing gravitate toward that because that's what it's about. It's about nothing. It's about hatred. It's about ignorance. It's about all of the things that you shouldn't want to be. And that's where she ended up because that's who she is. She was beefing with all the young girls. She beefing with the record label. She beefing with everybody. She's miserable. Nicki is miserable. That's why she doing what she doing. She burnt her welcome out on this side. She went on that side looking for inclusion, and she's not going to find it. And like Kanye, she's going to come back when it's time to sell something, and we got to stop allowing it. We got to stop allowing it as a community. We got to be better. We got to want better. We got to want better representation. We got to stop praising suckers. We over that. I don't want to hear no more diss songs from niggas who don't want to get in the street. It's over for that. I want to hear artistry. If you ain't got no artistry, it's time for you to move out the way and let some artists through. We need music to be better. We need our relationships with each other to be better. We need our mindsets to be focused on better. All of the shit that take us away from being who we supposed to be, we got to cut that shit out like a cancer. We got to cut it out like a cancer. And sometimes it's going to be friend. Sometimes it's going to be family. You got to be willing to make that adjustment. Sometimes it's going to be people you don't know. These celebrities, these sports figures, these actresses, they do fuck shit too. It's no sense looking at these people like they're better than thou because they have money. You get your life started, you could live a splendid one. You could have the houses, you could have the cars, you could have all of that without being a sucker. If you just take the time to make sure you are the person you want to be. That's it. A lot of them people, they played the game. They played the game. They let people grab them and fondle them and do all this foul shit behind the scenes just to get close to the money. You ain't got to do none of that. I'm telling you, you ain't got to do none of that. You ain't got to search for no inclusion. You ain't got to search for no inclusion, man. Look for what you need in this life. If it ain't what you need, cut it out your life, man. Cut it out your life, man, because if it takes away from you doing what you have to do, it's not a friend. It's not a family member, because those people, even if you step back and I ain't got time for you because I'm getting my shit together, those are the people who's supposed to champion that. Those are the people who champion that. So if you going through strife because of the people in your life or because of the things you see online, log out and get them people out your life. You can make the change. You can make the changes now, and you can have a great one. But it's on you. It ain't on nobody else. Ain't nobody going to stare you. Don't nobody want more for you than you want for yourself. Get it together. And that's it, man. That's all I want to say. You know, the message ain't never going to change. And it's going to sound repetitive in some places because I'm pushing the same point. I'm pushing the same point. Care about yourself. Care about who care about you. Maintain your sanity. Get your health in order. And grow in the right direction. That's all I'm going to keep saying, because it's love, and this is a message of love. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, as always, man, this is your boy One. This has been episode 13 of the Really Kick It Podcast, and we will see you next week back with the topics. Until then, peace and love, man. Take care of yourself.